Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today's video is going to be a little mix of first impressions and my initial thoughts on the Torchlight curriculum and what I think about it now having used it for a week, and some things I decided not to do and things that I changed a little bit just to kind of fit our family. So if you guys are interested in any of that, just go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing that I honestly look for when I'm looking at new curriculum is the price and what you get for the price. So I have a little like love-hate with this because obviously if something's a little cheaper, you're probably going to have to buy things for the curriculum, which is the case with the Torchlight. So the curriculum itself is very affordable. I'll put the price on the screen because I didn't look that up beforehand, but that was my first initial kind of attraction to the curriculum. Also that it calls itself a secular curriculum, and it came with everything included as far as subjects goes. Except for math and the language arts. It throws in some reading and writing here and there, but yeah, it specifies on there that it does not have a built-in language arts, English, or math curriculum in there. So also, let me just read to you guys the very first page of what Torchlight is. And I was like blown away. So it says, "Welcome to Torchlight, Level 2 Curriculum, Legend and Logic, created for learners ages 7 to 9. That was another thing that caught my eye, that it was a range for ages. And I have 2 kids that are 1 grade apart, so that spoke to me. Learners will explore medieval history through engaging works of historical fiction and nonfiction. Logic and Legend uses the art of story to focus on history and culture, exploring social norms, both ancient and modern, to build understanding, empathy, and character. We will continue our studies of great women and men throughout history, including social complexity. It's a central science theme, but includes integrated studies to add variety." So, wow, right? You know, at least I said wow when I read that. So I've never seen anything like that before, so I thought it was very unique. I honestly didn't think a curriculum like this existed, really. So I looked up what a central science theme, what central science is, because I didn't know when I read that. So I will read that to you just in case you don't know. A science that joins together physics and mathematics, biology and medicine, and the earth and environmental sciences. So I thought it was awesome that it highlighted women and men. It didn't just talk about the same history stuff that we get all the time with these curriculums. So I loved that, and that it also included environmental science. Thought that was really awesome. Another thing I really appreciated from the curriculum was the page that includes all of the books. So let me go there. So it includes each subject and includes every book that will be used, but it also specifies if it's a spine, if it's something you can reference. So I really liked how it broke everything down. It gives you a little legend. So it goes through each subject. So it gives you all the books for literature and language arts, history and social studies, science, art and music, logic and legend, and then it gives you alternates. It also gives you extensions. If you like a particular lesson and you want to expand on it, it gives you a ton, and then also that one splits it up between subjects, and also supplemental options that are not only books, also games, videos, apps, shows, and podcasts. Yeah, I thought that was really, really awesome. So yeah, I think those were my initial thoughts about the Torchlight. I also want to point out that it is digital, so you print it off yourself. You can send it to get printed, or you can just use it on your iPad like I do. I did print it myself too, so I do have it bound, but I use it more on my iPad. So then once you start the curriculum, it gives you a weekly spread, and then it gives you a daily spread for each lesson. It gives you a weekly overview of what the week's gonna look like, and then it gives you the day-to-day with more details. So that's what's really nice about using the iPad and having a digital curriculum, is that you can just write on there, you can take things out, you can write notes on there, you can just copy and paste stuff, so that's really cool. So I really like that. Or you can just highlight the stuff once you're done doing it, kind of thing. So it's really versatile, so I do like that. Okay, so now for my thoughts having used this curriculum this past week. And it's mostly positive, but definitely some critiques and definitely some things that I changed, and I'm not totally like taking out, but just making it our own. So first of all, I really like that the literature is daily. We were struggling with reading aloud last year because we were kind of reading from different books for different subjects, so I didn't really have a book that I was religiously reading to them daily. So I really like that it incorporates that. I feel like it pushes us to do that extra literature study that we weren't getting last year, and they really have been enjoying the book, so that's a win, because my kids get bored. They are not the like sit for 50 minutes and listen to me read. They will fall asleep. And I try to be entertaining, I really do, but yeah, that's backfired on me before for sure. And then like I said, they do include a reading and writing. We really liked the reading and writing that we did. Actually, the book is right here. So we used this book, and it was creating story, what they call them, story starters. And it was a project for the kids to create little wooden discs. I didn't have wooden discs, we just used popsicle sticks, but we are going to make more, and I'm going to actually order the wooden little circles, the discs, because they look a lot more cute and fun. So I think they can do more with those. So we're going to be doing that project again, but they really enjoyed it, just doing it with the popsicle sticks. So that was really fun. That was a win. Just going off exercise 1, we were really happy with it. So, and I like that it's only once or twice a week, and it was more of a project thing for us, since it is like storytelling, craft projects and activities. And then the instruments of the orchestra. So I ran into a little snag with that. We don't have anything to play discs or CDs or DVDs or anything like that. Literally, we do not. So I have to buy a little boombox or something so we can listen to the instruments of the orchestra book CD. We did do it. I read the book and everything, but I would just look up songs by whatever composer we were reading about, and I would just show them clips of what it sounds like. But I know the CD is important, so I'm going to buy the boombox soon. It's on my to-do list. I had to buy the kids Crocs today, so it's one thing at a time. The CD walks kids through the sounds of different instruments and starts important ear training. Yeah, so we want to definitely do that. They really liked, learning about the composers and listening to the songs and stuff, and they find it really interesting. So I know they're gonna like the CDs. Okay, so that's for the music portion. Okay, the next thing is social studies and history. So this week we did the Curiosity Chronicles book, which is here. Okay, so it says to read chapter 1, and the kids really liked it. They were into it. They thought it was funny, and they were learning a lot, but it was very long. Like, it was a lot longer than what we're used to be honest. So we read the introduction, which is only like these 2 pages, and then it says to read chapter 1. So we start reading chapter 1. It starts on page 8, and just to give you a look at what the letter sizes are, the size of the letters, whatever. And chapter 1 starts, like I said, on page 8 and ends on page 30. I'm sorry, am I just not, are we not like that literature family or something? That, like, this was a lot, like, so we didn't even finish it. The kids were getting they started tuning out after a while, but they did really like it. I just feel like I'm gonna have to break these chapters up somehow or something, because after a while they just stopped listening. It got a little bit boring for them. I mean, I liked it. It was really cute. I mean, they liked it at first too, but like I said, I think after a while they were just tired of listening to me. So we're definitely going to finish chapter 1, but we did not finish that. Let me see what page we got to. I think we got to page 16. So we read 8 pages. And then the Great Medieval Projects, RAMSES ended up doing that with them. They created some shields and swords and stuff like that. They had a great time. So they did that. Okay, and also if anyone can answer this question for me, what does PP mean? So it says like Great Medieval Projects Intro plus PP dot 1 through 20. I'm like, that's not page 1 through 20. What does PP mean? I have no idea what PP means. So if anyone can help me with that. And then the A Child Through Time, that didn't really prompt me to like do anything. It didn't even show it on the daily spread. It didn't show, you know, any questions for me to ask, any activity for me to do with them. So we just read it. We kind of just, you know, did our own thing with that. RAMSES led that one. He did say that some things they had to like look up what they meant, and they had like dialogue about it, but there wasn't any like activity or anything tied with that. So I mean, we like the book. It's really cool and interesting to see all the stuff. There's just some things that are very advanced, so I think, you know, definitely making it a little more age appropriate. And like I said, I don't know if I'm missing where it says what to do for the A Child Through Time reading lesson, history lesson. And then also the last day we're supposed to do a book is called Archers, Alchemists, and 98 Other Medieval Jobs You Might Have Loved or Loathed. PP 4 through 17 and chapter 1 through 2. Again, I don't know what PP means. So I can't find that book anywhere. So if anyone knows where I can find it, I'm gonna look at the library. But yeah, we didn't end up doing that one because I didn't have the book and I couldn't find the book anywhere. So yeah, we didn't do that. Okay, and then for science and geography, for the first day we did the Byzantine Empire. So yeah, I had already decided, I already read a little bit too that a lot of people skipped out on doing those maps because it just says that you're supposed to the source map to find out which modern country names are within the borders of the empire, have them write these into a geography notebook. So we're just not doing that. We just like skipped out on that. They weren't really going to enjoy doing that. Yeah, we just, I ended up just looking up a video about the Byzantine Empire and showing them that, and then even after that they were like, I didn't really understand like what. So we like talked about stuff and I clarified some things. I was not like their favorite, but it's fine. That was for geography. For science on Friday we had the energy lab for kids, lab 1. RAMSES did that and they really liked it. They had a lot of fun. They used food coloring, all that stuff. So that was a win. And then for the logic and legend part, I really like that. The kids really like that. The only modification that I did was it prompts you to, on day 1, read all 3 stories. It's a book that has 2 truths. It's called 2 Truths and a Lie. So you read 3 stories and then you decide which ones are true and then which one is the lie. So the way the curriculum wants you to do it is to read all 3 stories on day 1. So then it wants you for day 2 and day 3 to reread the stories and do the investigation log that comes with the curriculum. And it's just, you know, you guys talking about the stories, rereading the stories, and filling in the log and making your conclusions, right? But what I'm gonna do now for the next times we do these is I'm going to read 1 story on day 1. We're gonna do the log, another story the next day, do the log, and then the 3rd day, do the 3rd story, do the log, because I just kind of think it's a little off that I'll have 2 days to read 3 stories and fill out the log, which means like we'd have to do 2 stories on 1 day, or we'd have to split up 1 story within 2 days. So I thought, well, there's 3 days for me to do it. There's 3 stories. It was a little bit clearer, a little bit better for my brain to organize it that way. So that's what we're gonna do from now on, instead of doing all 3 stories 1 day and then rereading the 3 stories and doing the logs over 2 days. So if that makes sense. So yeah, that's the only thing I'm changing about that. Something that I also am not doing is the vocabulary spell book. We're doing Spanish in the mornings, and I just kind of figured we're going to be getting a lot of comprehension and vocabulary and spelling and all that stuff with our foundations of English curriculum, the logic of English curriculum. And yeah, so I just decided to not do that from the beginning. We haven't done that. We're not going to do that. So yeah, that and the maps for geography we're skipping out. Oh, and the Becoming a Bard, that is also included. It's a year-long collaborative project between learner and learning partner. This project includes art, creative writing, and reading. A bard was a medieval storyteller, and in order to do the job well, they had to become a collector and reteller of stories, both their own and of others. We will be working on anecdotes and interview skills and focusing on developing storytelling skills, then learning to retell stories from multiple points of view. The collaboration between learner and learning partner will bring excitement and engagement, and once complete, this will make a wonderful keepsake and portfolio item. So we haven't started that yet, but we're excited for that as well. And then the pantomime poetry I didn't talk about either, but that is a, let's see, let me just summarize it so I don't read the whole thing. So pantomime poetry was developed based on scientific research showing significant gains in memory retention and focus when learning is mixed with cross-body movement. The practice is simple. Start by reading the poem aloud. Next, brainstorm with your learner what movements they want to use to correspond with the words. It's a really cute book. It's Be Glad Your Nose is on Your Face. That's what it's called, and it has poems. And you reread the poem throughout the week. I think it's 3 days or something like that, and they can act it out. Work on just memorizing without reading it. And they're really cute and like silly poems. So yeah, we did enjoy that as well. So my overall thoughts, definitely great price, and I love how everything's laid out. Has extensions, has alternates, it has curriculum recommendations for stuff that's not included in this curriculum, and that's how I found the Logic of English, because that's what's recommended for language arts. And it does recommend Right Start Math and Beast Academy math, but we're doing Singapore math, so we already knew we were doing that. And I love the book list with the legend and all that. It tells you what week you're using that book, so very organized. I love how organized it is. It also has a materials list, if I didn't already mention that. So yeah, I think just the history geography piece is a little bit off, a little bit wordy. I wish there would be, just initially right now in the first week, wish there would have been a little bit more, maybe an activity with it, or maybe there is and I just don't know where to find it. And in the back there is also primers, like the literature primers, so that it will prepare you for what you're going to read, what questions you might ask, what things you might want to focus on. So that's really awesome. So I'm wondering if there is something like that for the Curiosity Chronicles book, but I don't see it anywhere for now. But yeah, we'll just kind of do it on our own because it's really awesome, this website. I had to go on the website to find this. So we do want to continue doing it. We just kind of have to find our own way of making it a little bit more fun and interesting. But yeah, that's everything for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have some tips for me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong and you guys can help me out in the comments. But definitely let me know if you guys know what PP means. PP dot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in our next video. Bye!